Good evening, friends. Welcome back to the channel, Health Community. Today is Sunday, July 26, 2026, and the medical world is moving fast. If you've been following the massive shift in how we treat chronic diseases, weight loss, and cancer, today's headlines are going to blow your mind. We are tracking a historic, AI-driven breakthrough out of Stanford that has discovered a natural Ozempic. This could completely alter the multi-billion-dollar weight loss market by stripping away the nasty side effects. Plus, a massive ethical and legal debate is erupting in the medical community over death by organ donation. We are also diving into the latest updates regarding the global measles outbreaks and unprecedented policy overhauls in medical education. Grab your coffee, hit that subscribe button, and let's break down the science that is changing your life today. Segment 1, the AI Natural Ozempic Breakthrough. Let's start with the biggest biotech news of the weekend. For the last couple of years, GLP-1 receptor agonists like Ozempic and Wegovy have absolutely dominated global health conversations. But they come with a heavy cost: severe nausea, muscle loss, gastrointestinal paralysis, and the dreaded rebound weight gain. Yesterday, researchers from Stanford Medicine announced a massive discovery using advanced artificial intelligence. They have identified a naturally occurring molecule that targets the exact same brain reward and appetite-suppressing circuits as semaglutide, but without the classic gastrointestinal side effects. At the same time, newly published data on oral GLP-1 alternatives reveals that these newer oral drugs function by literally quieting the deep brain reward circuits that drive pleasure eating or hedonic hunger. Instead of just slowing down your stomach, it alters how your brain perceives food cravings. This isn't just a win for weight loss. Scientists note this could be a vital blueprint for treating chemical addictions and substance abuse. Think about it. If AI can isolate natural compounds that mimic blockbuster drugs without making patients feel chronically nauseous, the future of metabolic health is going to look completely different. Let me know in the comments, would you switch to an AI-discovered natural alternative? Segment 2, the ethical storm over death by organ donation. Dead donor rule versus voluntary euthanasia. Next, we move to a deeply complex and highly sensitive bioethical debate that has just hit a boiling point. Today, legal and medical experts are responding heavily to a landmark paper published in the New England Journal of Medicine. The paper reopens the medical debate over a concept known as death by organ donation. Right now, across the globe, the medical community strictly abides by the dead donor rule. This means organs can only be retrieved after a patient is legally declared dead, and the act of harvesting must never cause the death. However, with voluntary euthanasia and medically assisted dying now legally accessible to over 200 million people worldwide, prominent medical analysts are asking a radical question: if a patient has already chosen to end their life via assisted dying, should they be allowed to donate their vital organs, like the heart or lungs, while they are still living, directly causing their death under anesthesia? Advocates argue this would drastically improve the quality of transplanted organs, saving thousands of lives on waiting lists. But health law experts, like Professor Trudeau Lemons from the University of Toronto, are raising massive red flags. They warn that blurring the lines between euthanasia and organ harvesting could compromise patient protection and permanently damage public trust in medicine. Segment 3, reviving dead antibiotics and the longevity gene. While that ethical debate rages, laboratory scientists have just pulled off an incredible victory against antimicrobial resistance. For years, we've been terrified of superbugs outsmarting our strongest medications. Vancomycin has long been our antibiotic of last resort, but bacteria have slowly built a wall against it. Instead of spending 10 years trying to invent a completely new antibiotic, researchers have successfully revived vancomycin. By pairing the failing antibiotic with a tiny engineered molecule called P4, they effectively blocked the bacteria's defense mechanism. This allowed the old antibiotic to shatter the superbug's resistance. It's a massive shortcut in the fight against deadly hospital-acquired infections. And if you care about brain health and aging, the National Institutes of Health, NIH, has dropped fascinating insights into the APO2 gene. While we know the APO4 variant increases Alzheimer's risk, newly mapped pathways show that APO2 actively shields brain cells. It reduces DNA damage and forces stressed neurons to repair themselves. Therapeutics mimicking this specific genetic shield are currently moving into early-stage pipelines. Segment 4, Global Infectious Outbreaks and FDA Alerts. Turning now to public health tracking. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, has issued an updated status report on the ongoing 2026 U.S. measles crisis. As of this weekend, a staggering 2,318 confirmed cases have been recorded across 45 jurisdictions this year alone. Public health officials emphasize that 93% of these cases are directly tied to 35 active, highly contagious outbreaks. It serves as an urgent reminder of how quickly herd immunity can degrade when vaccination rates falter. Meanwhile, there is a major sigh of relief regarding food safety. The FDA officially retracted an alert concerning a multi-state outbreak of Cyclospora illnesses. A previous positive sample linked to Taylor Farms iceberg lettuce was aggressively re-reviewed by laboratory experts and deemed a false positive. There are currently 0 confirmed positive product samples, meaning your salad greens are cleared. For healthcare providers, keep an eye on new approvals. The FDA has just greenlit Mankind Corporation's Furoscix Ready Flow. This is a first of its kind, patient-friendly subcutaneous auto-injector designed to manage severe fluid overload in heart failure and chronic kidney disease patients in under 10 seconds, keeping them out of emergency rooms. Segment 5, Medical Infrastructure and Exam Scandals. Finally, we take a look at a massive shift happening in medical infrastructure and student welfare globally. In India, the Union Health Ministry presented groundbreaking data to Parliament this morning. The country's medical education framework has exploded, growing from just 387 medical colleges in 2014 to 844 active medical colleges today. This has effectively expanded undergraduate MBBS seats to nearly 140,000 and posto over 86,000. However, this massive growth is facing severe turbulence. The country is still reeling from the historic NETUG 2026 paper leak scandal. The Supreme Court of India has officially announced it will stepping in to personally oversee systemic institutional reforms, while the National Testing Agency has terminated dozens of officials following nationwide student protests. Compounding the conversation on student welfare, the family of a 24-year-old medical student, Vaibhav Dugal, who tragically died by suicide at Texas Tech University Health Sciences Center, is launching a major legal campaign. They are demanding absolute transparency in academic disciplinary actions and pointing out a severe lack of mental health infrastructure for trainees enduring extreme academic stress. Get some sun. Getting outside in the sun for some vitamin D can be a great mood booster. Spending time outside can boost your serotonin levels, lower blood pressure, and improve sleep quality. WebMD. Is brain shrinkage normal as you age? It's completely normal to experience changes in your brain as you age. Your cerebral cortex, the wrinkled outer layer of the brain, gets thinner as you age. It's especially noticeable in the frontal lobe, which processes memory, emotions, impulse control, problem solving, social interaction, and motor function. Thinning can also be noticeable in parts of the temporal lobe, which is located behind the ears and helps people understand words, speak, read, write, and connect words with their meanings. The parts of the brain that are last to mature during adolescence are the first to start to age and shrink. Some refer to this as last in, first out theory. In short, the last parts of the brain to develop as you're growing up are the first to decline in old age. WEBM. Meditation protects the hippocampus. The hippocampus is for memory and learning. When you meditate for 30 minutes daily for 8 weeks, you help your brain increase the gray matter in this area. Research shows people with recurrent depressive episodes have a smaller hippocampus. It helps to change your thinking. Depression involves a lot of negative thinking and dark thoughts. It's common to feel mad at life and yourself. Meditation doesn't make you push aside your stress or block out negative thoughts. Instead, it provides a way for you to notice those thoughts and feelings. This may sound counterintuitive since it involves reinforcing your awareness of those thoughts and feelings. However, the practice helps to create mindfulness and acceptance of them. WebMD. Outro and community interaction. From AI-generated appetite suppressants to a complete re-evaluation of life, death, and organ donation, today, July 26, 2026, proves that medicine is moving faster than the law or society can keep up with. The medical community is fighting back against superbugs, expanding access to healthcare, but struggling to protect the mental health of its own students. Which of today's stories do you think will impact public health the most? Drop your thoughts below. Don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who cares about healthcare, and subscribe to stay ahead of the curve. Stay healthy, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next video. Disclaimer: compiled information. This content is for educational purposes and is not a substitute for professional advice. The audience must verify the contents before use. The creator, publisher, and YouTube will not be responsible for any harm.